Hi, guys. I wanted to jump on and talk about an interesting topic. Spirituality run amok. One of the things you'll notice about this channel is that I love the comments. I love talking back and forth. I love seeing perspectives. The other thing you'll notice about this channel is everything I discuss is about simplifying and cleaning up misconception. You'll also notice that I never ever ask anybody to believe what I say. I'm just speaking my piece. At no point will I tell you or give you information that you're expected to take as your truth, because your truth is your truth. How often have I said in these videos, spirituality is a personal journey. We each must walk our path, create and walk our path, in my opinion. In organized religion, oftentimes the people who are supposed to be the most holy, priests, mullahs, rabbis, get a little ego about it and a little bit power hungry about it, and they're a little closer to God than you are in their mind sometimes not, but sometimes yes, and they start to use spirituality or religion as their place of putting them in power. In all of my years of doing spiritual study and spiritual work, and I have encountered many gifted psychics, channels, mediums, etc. I have found very few who were humble, who were not an ego, big ego, out of balance ego. And I have found a lot who use spirituality as their method of power. And oftentimes when they're intuitive readers or psychics, that power that they use is to say, look what I know. I have this information, and this is the way it is. They're not open to it being any other way. You can always tell when someone is using spirituality for power when their future predictions or their psychic seeing is absolute. Because nothing in the future is set. Nothing. The only thing that's happening right now is when a reader reads, they're seeing potential. The ones who do, like on YouTube, there's a channel that does remote viewing. And I think that they are so far from the truth right now, it's not funny, because they make assumptions and they choose it to be right. Now they're dictating to the world that what they believe about their past remote viewing sessions is right. But when I watched their sessions and I watched all of their individual sessions, I got a completely different belief out of what they were saying, or different information. But the host would come back and say, well, this is what we know. This is what's true about this. And he'll interpret something entirely different based on his own desire to be right, his own desire to be powerful, to look what I did and what I know. Oftentimes, psychics will tell you, things that are unknown as fact. If they're saying it as fact, they're not humble. If they're saying it as fact, they're saying it to put themselves in a position of power. And nothing is set beyond this moment. There is nothing set beyond this moment. And this moment is the moment of creation. Now, this moment is things are being created, and readers go, well, right now, if we keep going on this track, this is what I see happening. But the ones who are like, no, this is going to happen. I had one woman tell me one time, she was very famous psychic reader. And she said, where are you living? I said, Ohio. Oh my God, get out of there. It's going to be gone in 2012. The floods are coming. I said, no, it's not. I said, no, it's not. Well, yes, it is. I said, well, a lot of readers disagree with you on that. Edgar Casey said in his readings that Ohio would be safe during any catastrophe. But once again, it's simply potential, right? So what she was doing was literally giving fear. She was trying to say, get out of there. It's terrifying that you're there, blah, blah, blah. She was trying to give me fear. Well, I don't live in fear, right? I want to, eventually I'll be moving back to my hometown after my son goes off to school or gets married or whatever. I'll be moving back to the beach. And people often say, well, what about hurricanes? What about, the rising tides? I don't care. I'm not going to fear for my life. I'm not going to fear for those things. I'm going to go and enjoy being at the beach because I love the beach, right? That's the way we should go through our life, is looking at what we're doing, the things we love and doing the things that fill our soul and make us happy, right? Not living in fear. Not living in the fear of having to have power over others because you know something they don't. That is something that people need to look at very closely, especially metaphysical/spiritual people. They need to look at whether they're actually giving information as if it's set in fact or not, because it's not. Nothing beyond this moment is set in fact. Nothing beyond this moment is set in fact. And this is the moment of you creating your experience. This is the moment of you doing the things that you need to do to create the loving life in your experience. And reading potential is interesting because what usually happens is the people who read as if fact will come back after the fact and say, well, it's either been pushed off for another 6 years. They'll have a justification why it didn't happen. Or they'll say, well, look, you can interpret this way. Maybe I was just reading it not as clearly, but that's what happened. They're basically justifying the fact that they were right. And the reality of it is they're just reading potential. They're just reading potential, and they're also looking to put you beneath them. They're looking to put power over top of you because they know and you don't. And you have to come to them for this information. I love people like Kim Carey because she's so humble, right? Does she say things that I don't agree with? Absolutely. Does David Johnson say things I don't agree with? Absolutely. I love them. I think they're great. I love watching their videos. But I don't take either one of them as someone more powerful than me or you or my son or, the infant child that just came out of its mother. We are all equal and we're all fallible in this world plane, in this reality. And so when someone's telling you that their information is absolute, run away. Get away from them. Because they're just trying to exert their power and make themselves feel good about what they do. That's my thought on this. And you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.